All right, Shawn, obviously you guys have faced Bowling Green quite a bit. I asked you a ton of these questions yesterday, but 14 times, and I looked it up, 7 times in August, so you have a real fresh memory of what this team does. What's your anticipation of this series, and what are going to be some of the keys against the Hot Rods?
Well, just they're pretty athletic, just like we are. They can run, they can hit the ball out of the yard. And bottom line is you're going to have success in the playoffs. You're going to need some good starting pitching, some timely hitting, and you're going to make the plays. Basically, I wouldn't say it's who's going to make the less mistakes, but sometimes at this level it is that. And we have to pound the zone. And the good thing about it is we've already played a playoff series, just happened to be in the regular season, so we've already been tested in that sense. So we're kind of going to get the nerves out of the way already in that sense, because we already played a series where if you lose, you go home. So we're just going to have to pound the zone. A couple guys in their lineup that can run, try keeping them off the bases, try to keep the ball in the ballpark, and let our offense go to work.
And when you take a look at how successful you've been on the road in the second half of the season, does that kind of set you a little more at ease, knowing that, hey, these guys play pretty well when we're not at Parkview Field?
Absolutely, but the bad part about it is if you look at their record at home, it's pretty good. So, it has its plus and negatives. It'd be nice to have Sampson in as good as he's been down the stretch out there, but that's how it works, and we have 3 good starting pitchers going out there. They're going to go out and compete. They've been awesome all year, especially with Hardy going out there against a left-handed dominant lineup that kind of works into his favor. He likes pitching against lefties. So, there's a lot of good things. Obviously, to get out there and win 1 at home, it'd be a tough task to go there and win 2. So, if we can get out there and just play our type of game and give us an opportunity to at least get 1 game here and then go back over there and see what we've got.
Kind of a 2-part question. Tell me what Mark Hardy gives you guys as a starter in game 1, because he said he's faced his team and played well 2 times, and then also what your rotation is for this series.
Yeah, actually Hardy was the pitcher that was out there on the mound on the Tate and Williams play. I believe it was the 6th or 7th game of the season. He actually got the tough loss where he caught the ball and he ended up scoring, and he ended up losing 1-0 going a couple of games. So he's had a lot of, and he's pitched against them another time where he threw the ball well. I wouldn't say it's pretty rare that you see as many lefties as you do in their lineup, but it is kind of rare at this level to see that type of lineup. So it works in his favor. He just needs to keep the ball down and throw strikes, and let his trust his defense and make him plays. We follow with Jackson, game 2, who's just been just as good. His numbers been outstanding. He's our other all-star besides Sampson. So he sets up pretty good in that work. And if we do go to game 3, it's O'Grady, who's been a huge lift for us down the stretch. Came from Arizona out of the draft, and he came out 4-0. Came out. He had some big victories down the stretch for us, and he's a guy that throws strikes, and if he can throw strikes at their place, he'll keep them off balance with a couple of assortments of changeups and breaking balls that are pretty sharp, especially as his last outing was.
Final question: as a first-year manager at this level, knowing that the last 2 teams, obviously they have different rosters every year, but different managers as well, and being able to carry on what's becoming a tradition here in Fort Wayne is making the playoffs. Do you ever feel that pressure from above to make it, or is it just more focused on player development, or a little bit of both?
I got 17 texts yesterday, so after we clinched it, and there was a lot of texts before that. So this organization expects us to win as well as develop. Pressure-wise, you only put as much pressure as you do on yourself. As a player, you can go out there and make the situation a lot tougher if you put a lot of pressure on yourself to do well, and sometimes you can't control those things. So I was given this team. I said from day 1 that I was going to work on making this team better, believing that they can go out and play at a professional level, and go out and try to get these guys to understand what it takes to win. And after everything's said and done, if we had a tough loss yesterday, I would have been proud of what the job my staff did, what I did, and this team as well, from what they battled back from, at one point I believe being 13 games out of it, having an opportunity to win, to get in the playoffs 1-game series. So either way, I would have been proud of the situation, but there is some pressure up above just to make sure that these guys understand that we're not only developing, but we are trying to win. And you have a beautiful park like this, you're expected to win.